and gentlemen, I would like to call this meeting to order.
7:04 p.m.
7:04 p.m. And if you can, would you please stand and recite the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag with us? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. Roll call, please.
Certainly. Alderman Lockett.
Present.
Alderman Davis.
Here.
Alderman Spivey.
Here.
Alderman Edwards.
Here.
Alderman Hudson.
Present.
Mayor Ford.
Present. Okay. Mr. Burns, would you like to do the honors tonight for us? All right.
How wonderful it is, how pleasant God is. Father, we thank you for allowing us to come to this city council tonight. We ask that it is harmonious, informative, and instructive. Bless our aldermen, bless our mayor, and bless the great citizens of this place.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Oh, come on up, Pastor. We can never have too much prayer.
Too much prayer.
Whenever you're ready, you can lead us.
Lord, we are thankful once again for the opportunity to show up before you. We ask that you continue to bless each and every person that is here, O Lord. Continue to keep our minds sound, give us good wisdom, reasoning, abilities, O Lord God, as we work together to make the best of this place called Country Club. You be the glory, honor, and praise. In Jesus' name.
Amen. All right, a double blessing tonight. Okay, great. So at this time, journal proceedings.
Regular City Council meeting minutes, January 8th, 2024.
Second.
It's been properly motioned second. Are there any corrections, questions concerning the minutes? Okay, hearing no corrections, roll call, please.
Certainly. Alderman Lockett.
Yes.
Alderman Davis.
Yes.
Alderman Spivey.
Yes.
Alderman Edwards.
Yes.
Alderman Hudson.
Yes.
Great, motion carries. Okay, next we have communications and reports by the mayor. You know, in the past, we've had some of our judges to come to our council meeting so that we can understand a little bit more about their role and some of the things that they plan to do. So tonight we've invited Lou Pertinsky. Pernici. All right, thank you. He's running for the 15th Sub-Circuit. Could you come to the mic and introduce yourself and let us know a little bit about you? I think it's good because I know when you go to the polls, there's so many judges on the ballot, you don't know who's who. So we made some effort to bring some of them here so that you can hear from them. And oh, by the way, this is being broadcast on our Channel 4, so it's going to go out throughout the Chicago, Country Club Hills.
Southland area.
Thank you. Country Club Hills land, so right ahead.
Well, thank you, Mayor Ford, for that warm welcome. I appreciate it. Thank you for the invitation this evening. My name is Lou Pernici, Jr. I am the endorsed Democrat candidate for judge in the 15th Sub-Circuit of Cook County. I've been blessed with endorsements not only from Mayor Ford, but also from Bremen Township Committeeman Bernard Ellsbury, as well as Rich Township Committeeman Calvin Jordan. I'm originally myself from Bloom Township. I live in Chicago Heights. I happen to be a Bloom Township trustee. I sit on the board there. And I've been in public service the entirety of my 14 years of the practice of law. I also sit on the Bloom Township Trustees of Schools Board, so I've been an elected official twice now. And the committee person in Bloom, Monica Gordon, and the mayor of Chicago Heights, Mayor David Gonzalez, were some of the driving forces behind me attempting to take this next step. Like I said, I've been practicing law for 14 years. The majority of my legal practice has been public interest law. I am a municipal attorney, but I also represent people charged with criminal matters all over Cook County and in Will County and in DuPage County. And as part of my role in what I do in Bloom Township, prior to the time that I became the newest sitting trustee, was I represented a lot of senior citizens pro bono, free of charge. I would prepare estate plans and basically help to give back. I'm proud to say that I've never charged a senior citizen for any of the legal services that I rendered. And I think that a good intersection between law and public service and helping people naturally intersects at the job of becoming a judge. So I'm hopeful that with all of the wonderful support that I've gained over these past few months down here in the Southland, that I will be your next judge of the 15th Sub-Circuit of Cook County. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know that when I first came in, Mayor Ford indicated that your meetings can go about an hour. And so, I mean, I could sit up here and talk for a long time, but I know that everybody has more important business to get on to. If anybody has a question or a concern for me, I'll stick around for a little bit. But I thank you all for listening and for giving me the opportunity. And Mayor Ford, again, your endorsement means the world to me. I've been through Country Club Hills for the past couple of weeks. I've knocked on some of the residents' doors. I have met some of the friendliest, most welcoming people in Country Club Hills. And I love Country Club Hills because my favorite Mexican restaurant, of course, is in Country Club Hills. So it's always felt like a warm and inviting place to come. And again, being from Chicago Heights, I'm your neighbor. I'm not too terribly far away. And if anybody wants to know more about me, I have a website. It's loupanichi4judge.com. We have a political headquarters in Chicago Heights. I have it pretty well staffed. People can call there, ask questions. We have information there about early voting, about mail-in ballots. And so both myself and my staff can be very helpful in helping to spread and get the word out there. So please, if you don't go earlier on March 19th, please remember to vote for Lou Panici Jr. for Circuit Court Judge. The judge races on the ballot are many, but the sub-circuit races come all the way at the end. So please don't get fatigued going through that long ballot. I'm the second to last race. The very last race is my good friend Judge John Fairman, who's running uncontested. So you're going to want to punch number 163 for Lou Panici, and then immediately below that, you'll see Judge Fairman's name. Give him he doesn't need it because he's running unopposed, but give him the vote too, because he's a great man and he deserves it, and he's done wonderful things in Cook County.
Yes.
Thank you all. I appreciate it, and I won't take up any more of your time.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you as well. Okay, moving on. Since we're celebrating Black History here in Country Club Hills and all over the country, the month of February, I want to introduce one of the young men from our own community here. His name is Julian Smith, and he grew up in the Southland. I think he was born in Blue Island, and he was raised in Robbins, and now he resides, he and his family, here in the city of Country Club Hills. I wanted to bring him so that we could hear from him and his family about the great things that he has accomplished as we celebrate this Black History Month. So, Natalie, you and Julian come forward. And at the end, I would like to ask if the alderman could come down with me and we'll take a picture with Julian.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you all so much for honoring Julian this evening for Black History Month. I'm the proud mother, Natalie Bibbs, and this is my awesome son, Julian Smith. Julian is deaf, and he has made some major accomplishments throughout his life. I have always encouraged him, as when he was younger, is to never let his disability define who he is. And so I've always encouraged him and told him that just because you have a disability, you can do anything that you put your mind to. God has given him an awesome gift, and he supports other children. and teaches them how to box, you know, kids that are products of bullying and things of that nature, if they have anger management issues. We always try to support to change that and to channel that energy into boxing. The same with the gun violence. This is one reason how we got started, is my older son was a victim of gun violence while we lived in Robbins, and he was killed. But he also taught Julian how to box and to defend himself because he was bullied. We were the only he was the only deaf child in Robbins growing up, and the kids just didn't understand him. He couldn't communicate well with them, so they picked on him and teased him, you know. And so my older son taught him how to box. He wasn't a trainer, but he got a pair of boxing gloves and took him out in the backyard, and they just went at it. And he told him, no matter what issues or problems stand in front of you, that you fight until you can't fight anymore. And so this is the product. So I'm very proud of my son. He just won the WBC lightweight championship a tournament 2 weeks ago in Florida. And so he now has his first professional fight, and he is the first black deaf person to win amateur belt. And so I am so proud. And so we continue, you know, we do have a boxing program out in Matson, and I had mentioned to the mayor that we're looking to kind of relocate because we have so many children that the facility is really small. So we would appreciate anybody who may have some commercial property or anything like that that we could expand and bring some of those programs here to Country Club Hills. I think it would be a great benefit. And so we're not going to take up much of your time also, but I just thank you so much for honoring Julian during this Black History Month. Thank you.
Thank you.
Also, excuse me, I want to say one more thing. He has a website now where he sells boxing apparel. So it's QuietStormBoxing.com. Please check out the website and support him.
I've supported you guys. You had about, was it last year or right before the COVID when the guy didn't weigh in?
Yes,
and the tickets was
and I
$50? Yeah. Yeah,
It's been a long time, Vincent. You sold me my first car a long time ago.
Oh my God.
Let's not go there.
Talk about that one.
We have attorney Panici right here, so we don't want. Oh, are we gonna do it?
Thank you again, everyone.
No, he said all that. Last time we tried to slide out, you could see us. Attorney Frazier.
It's great to have one of our own to be celebrated here in the city of Country Club Hills for his accomplishments. So thank you again, Julian, for all the things that you've done. And also, we have ex-mayor in the audience tonight, Mayor Tyrone Ward,
Robbins, Illinois.
Robbins, Illinois. Glad to see you. Okay, going back to the agenda. At this time, we want to call for the city clerk's report.
Thank you, Mayor. Voting rights were a long fought hard battle for women and African Americans. Use the tools in your tool chest. With that being said, the presidential primary election is March 19th. Please encourage your children and grandchildren and yourselves and neighbors to vote. The City of Country Club Hills will have a voter registration this Friday the 16th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the lobby of City Hall. Please bring a valid driver's license or state ID with your current Country Club Hills address and 2 pieces of mail to reflect your Country Club Hills address as well. Your voting options: you can register to vote online. You can also mail in your voter registration. You can get the form at City Hall, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Vote by mail with an absentee ballot as a permanent option. Most of seniors are using that. And early voting sites and times are also available. I have flyers that I'll put on the information table, polling locations, and there were a couple of changes. For City Hall, it has historically been precinct 40 and 70. It is now 40 and 51, and that will impact the 3rd Ward. There are also changes where for Ward 2, where the precinct was 80 and now it is 2, and the voting location is now Sycuda School. Previously St. Emmerich's, last year St. John, this year Sycuda. Again, I have a list of the polling places that I'll put on the information table. And please check your voter registration card when you receive them in the mail from Cook County. Don't just toss it aside. Look at that card, look at your location, check your precinct, and if you have any questions, please feel free to give me a call. Lastly, I'd like to share that this Cook County is looking for election judges. They're paying $250, so if you're interested, please reach out to Cook County. Also, for the young people, you can be as young as 16. They're looking for polling place technicians. They pay $400. And I believe that is it. Lastly, as the weather's been nice and we're heading to spring, solicitors are going to be in the area. Make sure they have this little card, which I have issued, knowing that the police department has done a background check and I have signed off on the back. If they don't have this, they shouldn't be knocking on your door. End of report.
Thank you. At this time, we want to go to the committee reports. And the first committee up tonight will be the Finance Committee. That'll be Alderman Lockett.
Thank you, Mayor, City Council. Seeking council's approval for the accounts payable as of February 12, 2024, an amount of $585,681.05.
Second.
Been properly motion second. Are there any questions? Hearing no questions, roll call, please.
Certainly. Alderman Lockett?
Yes.
Alderman Davis?
Yes.
Alderman Spivey?
Yes.
Alderman Edwards?
Yes.
Alderman Hudson?
Yes.
Motion carries.
That's the end of my report.
All right, thanks. Next, we have Law and Ordinance Government Operation. Alderman Hudson.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to first announce my next meeting for March 5th at 7 p.m. First item on my agenda is A. This will be an ordinance establishing regulation of unscheduled intercity buses.
Have a motion and a second. Any questions? Comments?
I think
Elaboration?
I just think that at this time, because of what's going on all over and everything, is that we're in no position to take on 60, 70 people. We have nowhere to house them. We don't have the budget for it. I just think it's something that we need to put in place just in case something like this should happen. We could put them back on the bus, take them back to Chicago, send them back to Texas or something.
Absolutely.
It's just that at this time, it's feasible or financially for the city of Country Club Hills.
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right. Anyone else? I got a motion and a second. And
Basically, Mayor, we just don't have the facility to
absolutely.
house.
So
At
what
this
we
time.
would do, if we encountered such an operation, we would redirect them to downtown Chicago. There's a staging area on Des Plaines Avenue that we would send them to. My city manager came up with this great idea. He said that if they were hungry, he would feed them and then put them back on the bus and send them away. So I thought that was a good idea. So, okay. But anyway, any other comments?
Madam Clerk, may I have an ordinance number, please?
Certainly. 0-2-24.
Yes, I would like to seek council approval for ordinance number 0-2-24. This ordinance establishes regulation for unscheduled intercity buses in the discharge of passengers to ensure the health, safety, and welfare of the residents and visitors of the beautiful city of Country Club Hills.
Okay, thank you. Roll call, please.
Certainly. Alderman Lockett,
Yes.
Alderman Davis,
Yes.
Alderman Spivey,
Yes.
Alderman Edwards.
Yes.
Alderman Hudson.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes, second one on my agenda, Mayor, is a resolution approving Econ South Public Safety Community Joint Emergency Telephone System. This is an intergovernmental cooperation agreement.
In other words, ECOM, which dispatches our police department, and Southcom will have to, according to the state, they would have to be consolidated, merged together. And so this is, since we are part of that, they'll ask us to pass this intergovernment agreement. Any questions? Oh, did I get a second?
Second.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and a second. Questions?
You can't second your own. It's second.
Somebody else second.
I second.
Oh,
Okay.
We're good.
good, okay.
So the other thing is that with the two merging, the facility that they'll be operating out of will be right here, 183rd at the First Financial Bank. So they have purchased that property. That bank's been closed now for probably a good 8-9 months. The lights are still on, they're still blinking, but the bank's been closed for 8 months, so they're acquired that property.
All right.
And that's on 183rd?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Bank Financial.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Further down the street, yeah.
Okay, if there's no other questions or comments, roll call, please.
Certainly. Alderman Lockett.
Yes.
Alderman Davis.
Yes.
No, I've not got I need a resolution number 4.
Resolution R is in Robert -2-24.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I would like to seek council approval for resolution number R-2-24. As stated before, this is a resolution approving the Econ and Southcom Public Safety Communication Joint Emergency Telephone System Intergovernmental Cooperation Agreement.
Okay. I got a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Certainly. Alderman Lockett.
Yes.
Alderman Davis.
Yes.
Alderman Spivey.
Yes.
Alderman Edwards.
Yes.
Alderman Hudson.
Yes.
All right, motion carries.
And the third one, council, is approval of resolution authorizing approval of the appointment of a representative for Econ.
Second.
Motion, got a motion. I have a second. Representative, that person will be responsible for participating in the merger to make sure that our interest in the merger is carried out decently and professionally in order.
May I be recognized?
Yes, sir.
Have we designated that person yet?
Yes, sir. That would be Roger, Fire Department Fire Chief. And Roger was instrumental in transferring us to
The
Econ
Econ.
a few years ago. So I have a second. I have a motion. I have a second. I have questions, and I need a roll call now.
No,
Need a
I
resolution
Madam Clerk, may I have a resolution number, please?
R is in Robert -3-24.
Resolution, I'm sorry, I would like to seek council approval for resolution number R-3-24. As stated previously, this is a resolution authorizing and approving the appointment of a representative to the Econ South Joint Emergency Telephone System Board.
Okay. Roll call.
Alderman Lockett.
Yes.
Alderman Davis.
Yes.
Alderman Spivey.
Yes.
Alderman Edwards.
Yes.
Alderman Hudson.
Yes. End of my report.
Motion carries. Thank you. Next report, we have Public Works and Utilities, Alderman Davis.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor, Council. My next meeting is scheduled for March 11th at 6 p.m. And the items discussed today at the meeting, there were several, but I just want to point out the right-of-way contract we're going to be putting back out to bid. It was a 2-year agreement with a 3rd-year option, but we weren't happy with the service that we received, so that'll go back out. We did discuss the Ward Road repairs, and we're going to have that revisited at our next meeting. So if any alderman has any concerns about work that was done in their ward, make sure you bring it to their attention before the 11th. We're implementing a citywide street sweeping program, which is going to begin April 1st. It still has to get the mayor's approval, so look forward to the details on that. We also spoke on the trip hazard program, which we pretty much exhausted the fund for that, but we are encouraged to continue to look at hazards in our ward, make sure we report it to Public Works. And the last item was, we just talked about the VFD replacement, which is a item that's going to help us prevent water main breaks. It kind of regulates the pressure, but that won't come forward until the next meeting, but we'll get that, we'll use our DECO grant for that, so. And that was basically it. That's in the report, Mayor.
Thank you, Alderman. Next, we have Economic Development, Alderman Spivey, Chair.
Thank you, Mayor. I would like to schedule a meeting for February 22nd, 7 p.m.
All right.
Also, I would like to follow up with the culturals. Our Black Cultural Department is having a expo February 24th from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. in the lower level City Hall. That's 4200 West 183rd Street, and we will have small businesses there. So please come out and support your black business and get a chance to meet everybody. It's going to be a great time. We're going to have live entertainment. Into my report.
Thank you, Alderman Spivey. Next, we have Education, Parks and Recs, Alderman Edwards.
Thank you, Mayor. I had several meetings this week, so I'll start off with the school board meeting. Park district meeting, I'm sorry. Suggestions, there was 10 of them, so I'm not gonna go through all of them. But one of them was to give special discounts to Country Club Hill residents, to give discounts for 2 or more people in the summer program, to send flyers home for District 144 and 160 for residents, to create more summer programs like soccer, basketball, also to have personal trainers who can train young male and females how to play basketball. I suggested that we have girl football, flag football, cheerleading camps, tournaments. We were also discussing maybe trying to use another gym to have tournaments, because we need more facilities for our kids, especially for the summer program. Senior league for men and women, double Dutch contests, and basically just trying to add more people to our park district. Okay. Second meeting I had was with New Roots. Mayor, I want to thank you for everything I've done. You have supported it. So again, we have the New Roots coming in on March the 19th to do a program where they will review students' resumes, conduct one-on-one mock interviews, and connect them with proper people to help them understand how to be prepared for college or trade school. So far, Mayor, we have, for the 19th, we have 19 volunteers who have signed up. For the 20th, we have 12 volunteers. You will not be allowed in the schools if you don't sign up. We can't just let you come in. So you have to sign up to be part of this program. This program is developed to help our young, beautiful young people prepare for college or trade school. New Roots is an organization that came to me for support, and through the city council and my aldermen and the mayor, we have given them support. We estimate 261 seniors will come down there on the first day of the 19th. 327 seniors will come down on the 20th of March to meet. So we're using the time period of like 30 minutes for each interview, and then they go back to their classroom and another group comes down. So we'll be there from 8 to maybe 1:30. I'm trying to raise a certain amount of money to give them for lunches for all our volunteers. Me and the mayor have already made our donations. If someone want to make a donation, please see me after the meeting. And thank you again, Mayor. End of my report for that. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, so at this time, I need a motion to open the floor to the public.
I'd like to make a motion, open the floor to the public.
Second.
Second.
Been properly motioned and second. Roll call, please.
Certainly. Alderman Lockett.
Yes.
Alderman Davis.
Yes.
Alderman Spivey.
Yes.
Alderman Edwards.
Yes.
Alderman Hudson.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Public, if you would like to address the council, please come to the mic and limit your time to 3 minutes or less, and give us your name and watch the screen here. It'll count down for you. Anyone? Nope.
Hello, my name is Thomas Fraser. I live at 18614 Laramie Road. A few questions. Number one, has anything been done or being done with the burnt house on this block? The house has been like here for almost 2 years now.
That's on Laramie?
Yes.
Yes. I have an answer for you. Are you going to be here for a minute after we close?
Sure.
Okay.
The other thing is, now that we have all these industries coming in, is there a possibility of a rebate?
Not at this time.
Not at this time.
Right, right.
And you have no idea when.
Well, what happens when you get all the businesses like you referred to, when they come to town, it takes at least 2 or 3 years before we will receive any compensation from that, because it takes that long for the taxes to be billed to those individual companies and things like that. So it takes a while. Even though you see a new building pop up, that doesn't mean that there's an instant revenue stream that comes from that. It takes
Well,
time.
I know that some have been here for more than over a year.
I'm sorry?
So I know some have been here for over a year.
I understand it takes at least 3 years. I thought I said that.
I know,
2 to 3
but I'm
years.
saying 2 years. Then.
Well, I can't.
That's why
You have to talk to county,
questions
Cook
after
County.
it's over with.
That's not a question I can answer, sir.
Talk to who? I'm sorry.
Cook County.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Cliff Graham. Since he mentioned about taxes, my taxes, I think, a couple of $1,000 this year. So that's a grand total about $16,000 property taxes a year. I want to ask you all, I know the Walmart property is one of the main reasons why our property taxes went up, because their taxes went up. If I'm wrong, correct me. And if so, what have we done to talk to the Cook County assessor about raising Walmart property taxes? Because therefore, by Walmart property taxes going up, that's a portion that we have to pay. Secondly, it is Black History Month, and I'm looking at Country Club Hills and possibly the South Suburb, looking at reparation, putting it on the ballot. It's a march coming up in the Democratic National Convention, August the 22nd, and we're hoping to get the support of South Suburban mayors and aldermen to support reparation being put on the ballot. If not put on the ballot, then the President of the United States, using his executive order to make reparations as a part of his election platform. So if you all, hoping the mayors and managers of the South Suburban region can come together and discuss their support against our for reparation. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I just want to comment on the fact that
Well, hold on a second. Let's close.
I'd like to make a motion, close the floor to the
Close the
public.
floor first.
Oh,
Oh, there's someone else? Oh. You got to move a little faster.
Pass around here.
Hello, my name is Linda Coleman. I live at 16948 Briargate in Ward 1. I have been here a resident for 40 years, and I wanted to say something happened to me on last month that I wanted to come and speak on Fire Chief Michelle. I was locked out of my house. I have a detached garage. I left my purse in the garage, which had my phone, which had my keys, and I could not get in my house. But last summer, they had the program where they would give you the lockbox to put your keys in.
Yes.
And I called for assistance, and I was told that that was only for emergency. And I felt like this, if I'm a senior and I'm locked out and it's night, this is an emergency. But I can understand the young man's procedure, and I kept talking to him, and finally he transferred me to Fire Chief Michelle. She was so courteous to me. She came right out. She said, I have to see ID. My ID is in my purse. Well, you have to get in the house. I can't get in the house because the keys is in the purse. This had never happened to me. I didn't have, by me being in 40 years, we didn't have the code on our side of our garage 40 years ago, so I couldn't get in. But she so gracefully took the time, let me in, and had me to show her my ID right away, and got my keys. And I just want to say to the village that it is good people here that works for our different departments. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We'll make sure that Michelle gets that message.
Hello. Hello, my name is Dr. Steven, and I had a question in regards to vehicle parking. So I have a company vehicle. Our company name is Powerful Bouncy House Inflatables, and it was basically towed because it was considered inoperable, but we operate, on the spring schedule. So I was wondering, what is the course of action to take to prevent that from happening again? I was able to get it out the pound, fortunately, but I just didn't want them to take it again if that would arise.
I'm sorry, may I have your full name for the meeting minutes?
My
please?
full name is Dr. Stephen Tyler, Jr.
Thank you.
Okay, I guess there's rules and regulations, but I'm going to have you to talk to our chief. He's in the back, so once we adjourn, he'll give you the next step that give you he will give you steps that can be taken to prevent it. So if you hold on a second, he's in the back, and he'll talk to you after we adjourn the meeting here. Anyone else? How about closing the floor to the public, and then there was a comment?
I'd like to make a motion to close the floor to the public.
Second.
Okay, it's been probably motion second. Roll call, please.
Certainly. Alderman Lockett.
Yes.
Alderman Davis.
Yes.
Alderman Spivey.
Yes.
Alderman Edwards.
Yes.
Alderman Hudson.
Yes.
Motion carries. Alderman?
I'll just wait.
Okay. I think
Start
we
this
started
way.
the room tonight. Alderman Hudson tonight.
Thank you, Mayor, City Council, residents. Thank you for coming to the meeting tonight. To my residents in Fawn Ridge area, the sinkholes has been repaired as of 2/7/24 between the areas of 179th Street, Fair Oaks, and Sunset. And your grass will be replaced sometime this spring. I'd like to thank you for your cooperation, your patience for this inconvenience for this repair. Also, to the residents in the area 179th to 181st and Cicero, the Churchill Down area, there will be signage placed to warn the truck drivers that usually deliver to the area to Dart Building that there's no truck entrance. I've discussed this with the mayor, and that's something that's being worked on with Public Works. Also, to my residents in Ward 3, Public Works has been out repairing potholes during this unseasonal good weather in February. So we appreciate that, taking advantage of that time to repair these potholes. And to all residents of this town and local, if you see something, say something, call 911. End of my report, Mayor.
Thank you. Alderman Davis.
Thank you, Mayor. First, Mayor, I'd like to take a moment of silence. We lost another long-term resident. His name was Solomon Humphreys on Amlin Street. So we can just have a moment of silence for him and his. All right, thank you for that. And I also wanted to, I guess this is, his family wanted to thank also the fire department, paramedics, when they came out to try to revive her husband. They said he did a wonderful job, so they're looking to try to find out who the paramedics were so they could actually give appreciation to him. So we're giving our fire department a lot of love today.
Great.
And ironically, Mayor, what Mr. Frazier spoke on the house on Laramie, Mr. Humphrey's house outside of their backyard is that house. So it affects not only Laramie, it affects Amlin, and there has been a lot of concerns. We actually talked about it in the Public Works meeting tonight too. So, and the other thing is I want to announce our, thanks to Mayor Ford and the City Council, we're having our 2024 Blacks Expo, and it's going to be this Saturday, February 24th, and it's going to be from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m., City Hall, next Saturday, I'm sorry, thank you. City Hall, lower level. And there's going to be business vendors, food, giveaway, free admission, live entertainment. So we're asking all the residents to come out, support our local businesses, and have a good time. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Report.
Alderman Lockett.
Thank you, Mayor. If we can take a moment of silence for a great friend, a long-term city employee, Louis Blanchard, passed away on Saturday. Lou worked here for, originally started with the Park District, then when it became an intergovernmental agreement, he came aboard with the City Hall. His wife also worked here, Cassie, and they both retired from here. And great guy that I'm gonna miss. So if we take a moment silent for Louis Blanchard and his family. Thank you.
Can you make sure we get service information
Yes, sir.
when it comes out?
And so far, it's going to be at the Holy Cathedral Church, 159th and Lincoln Avenue in Harvey, starting at 10 a.m., but I'll give more details. That just was today.
All right.
I'm gonna I'm just gonna mention what Mr. Graham said, that it's not correct, or maybe he meant to say it a different way, but Walmart did not raise the taxes in Country Club Hills. The former mayor here, who put us in a lot of debt, took out a lot of bonds, and $6 million was never found, is what raises the taxes in Country Club Hills. When you getting $40 million bonds, someone has to pay for them, and the only way to pay for them is through your taxes. So when business come to town, it takes time before we see tax breaks and revenue from them. So Walmart didn't raise our taxes. Our taxes was high before Walmart got here. And that's the end of my report.
All right, thank you. Alderman Spivey.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening. I would like to thank Public Works Assistant Director Mike Kuda and the City Manager Carl Estelle for helping me get these lights over on 188th and Chestnut and 188th and Killer taken care of with ComEd. It took quite a minute to get it done, but we pressed on it and stayed on top of it until it got done. And I just want to thank you guys for your support in getting it done. The residents are very happy about that, and I'd like to apologize to the residents that was inconvenient during that time. Thank you. Also, we just talked about the cultural arts program that's going to be here on the 24th lower level. Please come out and support the city of Country Club Hills and the small businesses. Also, I would like to thank the police chief, Galvin, for patrolling the area. I see that we have a lot of patrolling going on in the 4th Ward, and I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. End of my report, Mayor.
Thank you. Alderman Edwards.
Mayor, I like to mention things that I've researched that I feel is necessary to mention. When we do Black History Month, I see most of the times we refer to Black history as those who have been in America, but we need to look at Black history beyond America. K-E-M-E-T, Kemet. That's where our ancestors created the first understanding of a trinity. Basically, Asar, Asad, and Haru, the negative confessions, 42 laws. I have not stolen, I have not committed sin. Massa Musa, $400 billion this man left Africa to go feed the world. Nobody talks about it. The Omax people, people who were in South America ruling and running and taking care of business and creating all type of civilizations. First university, Timbuktu. located in Mali. So when we look at black history, we should look at the history beyond just America. A tree should know its roots. We need to start researching our great past in order to keep a great future. End of my report.
Thank you so much. Before we close, I have one other announcement since we're talking about Black History programs. Rich Township is having their Black History celebration on the 17th, February the 17th. It's going to be at the Idlewild Country Club, and it starts at 7 p.m. And they're asking everyone to come out. The donation would be $100 per person. So if you need more information, I have it here. That'll be on the 17th. With that said,
Can I make one more? For the New Roots, if I can get anybody who support me to leave the check in my mailbox by next Friday, I would appreciate it. So I'll know exactly where I'm at before we start ordering the food and everything. Thank you.
Also, I think we came up with some volunteers, right? Didn't we come up with some volunteers for that? We have to get them to register.
They got to register.
On that website.
I might could take you in, but they got to register.
Yeah. Okay. So we got a new face on the council tonight. Hey. Hit your mic.
Usually my township doesn't have a speaker.
Oh.
So, but my name is Priscilla Centeno. I'm one of the associates at Odelson, Murphy, Frazier, and McGrath. I work closely with Bert Odelson and Felicia Frazier, and obviously the great John Murphy.
Yes.
And I'll be here every Tuesday, your Monday meetings on the second Monday of the month.
All right.
Nice to meet you guys.
All right. Thank you. All right. With that said, I need a motion to adjourn.
I'd like to make a motion for adjournment.
Second.
It's been probably motion and second. Less than an hour today. Roll call, please.
Certainly. Alderman Lockett?
Yes.
Alderman Davis?
Yes.
Alderman Spivey?
Yes.
Alderman Edwards?
Yes.
Alderman Hudson?
Yes.
Time is 7:51 p.m.
Thank you all so much. Be safe out there, and if you would like to speak to the mayor or the council, please come forward.